This is Michael Orrell of MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the new Samsung Instinct S30. It's an update to the original Samsung Instinct for Sprint. Most of the updates are just user interface and new body style. Not a lot of updates in terms of real hardware. I mean, you can see we still have the same 2-megapixel camera as we had before, but when you look at the body, it's no longer a real clunky looking block. There's nice curved corners, smooth lines, some ridges on the bottom here where the antenna is. It also flares out a little bit thicker, and you can see that just an overall much better looking design. This is the copper color one. There's also a cobalt black version. Same basic large touchscreen display. It's a resistive touchscreen. On the side here we have a Samsung proprietary power port, volume control. Up top is a 3.5mm compatible headphone jack port, so you can use regular headphones, no adapter required. The power and lock button. On the right hand edge we have a micro SD slot. There's a 1 gig card included, dedicated voice command button, and the dedicated camera shutter button. Activate the device by holding down the lock power button for a second. And there really is no standby screen on this. Everything, it's always a live view of something, so it's always right to business on this device. This is the main menu you can see here, and there's also a favorites menu that you can configure yourself. Right now we have a couple of things configured. There's RSS feeds, which are part of the browser. We'll update the feed. This is the Mobile Burn feed. Now it's pulling data down through a 3G connection on Sprint's CDMA network. Here's the RSS feed. You can see if we tap on one of the entries, we get the title, summary, and the link to the rest of the story. You can add bookmarks for web pages. There's a couple of those there. Shortcuts to contacts. This one automatically sends a message to John Doe, one of the contacts entered in the device. You can add channels, applications, any number of things, TV stations, radio stations, whatever. We'll add a TV channel here. Pulls up the Sprint TV application. I'm just going to choose CNN here. We've added it to the favorites now. Dedicated fun menu. You can also add things to it. I added this online albums and YouTube link. It's basically just a YouTube link to YouTube's streaming website. Launches the browser, or you can upload videos directly to the site. I'm going to pull up on the browser right now. The browser in the S30 is quite nice. It actually works pretty well. Doesn't support the full YouTube site, but when we press this little button down here, we can pull up other favorites, and you can see we'll pull up the Mobile Burn website, which will come up and looking pretty accurate. Now this is the mobile version of it. We'll scroll down here, go to the full HTML version. It'll take a minute to load. And you can see the site's coming up here. And it looks pretty good. I mean, this is really what the website looks like. It's not quite done loading yet. See the progress bar down there. We can always tap on it to cancel it. And one of the great things about this browser is you can double tap to intelligently zoom. So you can actually get things done easily without having to use zoom controls constantly, zooming in, zooming out manually, which you can of course do, and even this works a little bit better than on a lot of devices, a lot of other Samsung devices even. So you can see a reasonably capable browser. If you tap on the phone button here, it brings you up to all the phone related tasks. Speed dials, your contacts, which of course can have pictures, you can multiple phone numbers, all sorts of stuff like that. Call history, and the dial keypad. I'm going to quickly pull up the settings menu here just so you can see what the device looks like. Notice there's nice subtle touches, a little bit of fade at the bottom of the list. Scrolling's pretty smooth. There's haptic feedback whenever you tap, and when you're scrolling, each time a new entry shows up on the display, there's another little click, so you can really feel how fast you're scrolling. Works pretty well. Of course, dedicated back button, and this is also touch sensitive down here where the buttons are. And there's no hardware buttons like you saw on the Samsung Finesse, which just came out for Metro PCS. Other applications, calendar, all sorts of stuff, calculator. Overall, pretty slick looking package. We'll show you more details in the next part of the video.